Hi, everybody. Mike Molina here. Well, as things start to finally turn the corner, I want to take a moment to go over some narratives that you're probably going to be hearing a lot of. And this is a great opportunity for you to have conversations with your clients and prospects. I just want to show you some of the things that are going on that you can expect to hear and maybe how to counteract that a little bit. So I'm going to share my screen with you right now. And take, for example, this article in The Entrepreneur. So it just seems like some people just have to find a reason to be negative. So this person is saying a silver tsunami is about to upend the housing market. So the crash narrative didn't work, remember, because of supply and demand, and the whole bursting of the bubble, that narrative didn't work. So there has to be another reason why we have a housing crisis on the horizon, because supply and demand are keeping prices going up, and there's certainly not enough housing to accommodate all the demand. So there has to be some other reason. So let's create one, and they did. So the silver tsunami is going to, according to an analyst who accurately predicted the 2008 financial crisis, not like it would take a whole lot to do that, but anyway, is saying, so Meredith Whitley predicts the housing prices will decrease and the supply of homes for sale will increase starting in 2024 due to a silver tsunami of baby boomers downsizing. More than 30 million units of housing are expected to be brought onto the market as 51% of people over 50 who own more than 70% of U.S. homes downsize to smaller homes. Well, okay, let's look at that for just a minute. So you're gonna be hearing about this article. It's already going around. Oh my gosh, prices are gonna fall because all the baby boomers are retiring. Blah blah blah. Well, do you think all 30 million people are gonna retire come February of next year? I mean, honestly. And by the way, if 30 million baby boomers sell their homes and to downsize, they have to buy something that's smaller. So that's either going to be something that's existing, okay, or that's being built. Let's just assume for a second that all 30 million of them retire all in the spring of next year. Where are they going to go? Do we have 30 million housing units being built? No, we don't. We know that we're on track for about 1.5 a year. So where are the other 28.5 million going to come from? Well, I guess those are existing homes. So we need 28.5 million people who are looking to upsize to sell their homes to these baby boomers who are downsizing. The article just makes no sense. It doesn't take into account anything. It also doesn't take into account pace. I mean, I could go on and on. I'm not going to hash this article to death, but I just wanted you to see this is one thing that is out there, and this is starting to gain some traction. Oh, the baby boomers, man, they're going to crash the market. No, they're not, because we still have only so many housing units available. And we know that we have about 2.2 million household formations each year with 1.5 new units being completed. We have a housing deficit. We're going to continue to have a housing deficit. And regardless of what the baby boomers are going to do, if they really are going to sell and downsize, they got to go somewhere. And we're not building 30 million units. So I guess those people who have the smaller homes that these baby boomers want to buy are going to have to sell them. And well, that's just not going to happen, right? That's like a no-brainer. So the article's ridiculous on its face, and it's just something to stir panic, all right? So next we have just Google recession and have fun with it. Everybody's all over the place because nobody knows. So we have here from Bloomberg 6 reasons why a U.S. recession is likely and coming soon. Then we have the Fed may achieve its goals without a recession. That's from the strategist. Okay. An eventual recession, so it's eventual, will force the Fed to cut rates, says Roth. All right. Now we have the Wall Street Journal. What is a recession, and are we in one now? Well, that's nothing big there. Ken Griffin says that U.S. recession likely in the next quarter, in the second quarter of next year. Okay. And it's all over. There's going to be a recession. There's not going to be a recession. It's going to be the worst recession ever. It's going to be a mild recession. There's not going to be any recession. We're already out of it. The economy is great. The economy is terrible. These people don't understand how to analyze the data. Half of them just want to give panic things for clicks and likes to increase their social media clout. And the others just don't know what they're talking about because they're not in it. These things follow a pattern. We have data that we've analyzed, and we know within a reasonable margin what's going to happen as certain other things happen. Now, the Federal Reserve has been raising the Fed funds rate consistently since February of 2022. You can see here right before COVID, okay, here's where the Fed funds rate was, about 1.83, 1.55%, and then COVID hit and bam, they dropped it down to zero, okay? And it stayed at zero all through the rest of 2020, all through 2021, and until February of 2022, that's when they started to raise it. And we've gone from a Fed funds rate of zero all the way up to where we are today of 5.33. So interest rates are coming down because inflation is coming down. And inflation is coming down in one of two ways. The first way is the Federal Reserve will allow the medicine, the fix that they've applied by raising the Fed funds rate to take effect. We think that they've overcorrected, but it doesn't matter. It's already done. So whatever, we'll just have to see what happens. They're not going to raise the Fed funds rate anymore. We're pretty sure. So they'll either give it time and let the fix just do its thing. Hopefully they didn't raise it too much that it's going to drive us into a recession. But if they did, that wouldn't necessarily be the worst thing, because we know that during recessions, interest rates come down and home prices continue to go up. So there's no concern there. That is true. If you've missed my previous videos of the last 7 recessions, in 5 of them, house prices continue to go up. Only in 2 of them did they go down. In the 1992 recession, they went down 1.2%, and of course the Great Recession of 2008, where everything went to hell. But we all know what that was all about. So they'll either let the medicine take effect, or or they would continue to raise the Fed funds rate, which it doesn't look like they're going to do. But if they've overcorrected, which there is a possibility that they did, then we will be going into a recession, which again isn't a bad thing because rates will come down really fast. So right now, just to give you a good talking point for all of your prospects and clients about what rates are going to do and what's going to happen, remember, interest rates always follow inflation. Always, without exception, okay? Now, this is a group called CME Group. They actually basically take bets on what the Federal Reserve is going to do with the Fed funds rate, and these are the futures. So right now, so if you just stick a decimal in between here, so 525 is really 5.25%. Okay, 500 is 5%, and so on and so forth. Okay, and this is December of 2013, next month. These are all the Federal Reserve meetings scheduled all the way through December of next year, 2024. Okay, so this is the likelihood of what is going to happen with the Fed funds rate. So 100% of people think that the Fed funds rate is going to stay exactly where it is. They're not going to raise it. They're not going to lower it. That's also true for January. They're not going to raise it. They're not going to lower it. Then come March at the Federal Reserve meeting in March, 75% of the people think they won't do anything, but 26% think they're going to lower it. These people are not random people. These are experts in this stuff that, track this stuff. This is what they do. So there's a fair degree of reliability to these numbers. Okay. Then come May, 38% people think that the rates will still be where they are right now. 50% think they're going to drop at least a quarter, and another 12% think that they're going to drop even further, like a half, okay? And on and on and on. Bottom line, by December of next year, December of 2024, almost nobody thinks that the rates will be where they are now. A small portion think that they're going to be a 0.25% lower. The vast majority of people, 70% of the people, so 19, 30, 26, about 70% of the people think that the interest rates will be somewhere between 1 and 1.5% lower than where they are currently by December of next year. That's the Fed funds rate. Mortgage rates will be coming down quite a bit too next year. And so right here, this is just another way of looking at that chart with all the probabilities. But what you can mostly count on is that the Federal Reserve is not going to raise the rates anymore. And come March, we're going to start seeing them actually cut rates. Unless we get into a recession much sooner, in which case they'll cut them really fast. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about this, if you need any tools or any images, slides, anything to present to your clients to help construct the narrative, I'm more than happy to provide that. Call me anytime. Have a great day, and we'll talk with you soon. Take care.